I've been making videos for 14 years on so many different subjects, characters, and moments in Power Rangers, but I never really gave time to Bulk and Skull. I wasn't a big fan of them in the beginning. I really hated Bulk and Skull during the first season. I just saw them as time wasters. Why are these two idiots on my screen while the city is under attack? Or I want to see what's going on in Billy's lab, stuff like that. Plus, they always bother the Rangers. I know that's the whole point of bullies, but still, it didn't help their position. But by the time an Oyster Stew came out, I started getting it. You do need to lighten up sometimes. And when they got an actual purpose in the show, trying to find out who the Rangers were, working with Lieutenant Stone, that's when they got interesting. I think just like everything in Season 1, the writers had to figure things out. Bulk and Skull were created solely for MMPR. No character like them was in Zyuranger, so the writers are trying to adapt all this crazy footage, write stuff around eggs, rubber monsters, and your boss is telling you to throw in two comedy characters. Bulk and Skull weren't even consistent in the first handful of episodes. Sometimes they would be pure dickheads, the leftover personalities from the early versions of the pilot. Remember when Bulk was able to out-bench press Jason? That's not the Bulk we know. Characters like them are hard to get to work. You want them to be annoying, but you don't want them to be seen as bad guys. And the jokes need a purpose, not just existing like a Looney Tunes sketch. But when they were a part of the plot, like in Food Fight, where they caused the Rangers to get stuck in detention, trying to find out who the Rangers were, them freeing Rita, becoming police officers, that's when they were at their best. I think what made me start liking them was when they got away from just being punks. Bulk and Skull don't need to like the Rangers, but they got to be people. They can't be constantly screwing up. But the writers slowly changed them as the years went on. One of the best episodes was Instrument of Destruction. It's a universal story. You have this really cool talent, but you don't want people to know it. You're embarrassed by it. That was Skull and Bulk's big moment on the show. Episodes like that are why people really wanted Bulk and Skull to become Power Rangers, or at least find out who they were. I don't count when they didn't Countdown. They knew the MMPR cast, not space. I really think they had the potential to be a part of the bigger story. We've had characters be the comedy relief and Rangers at the same time. Look at Coda. No one here bats an eye on him. He fits right in with Dino Charge. I always wish they had given Bulk and Skull a chance, either becoming Rangers or getting to star in their own show. They didn't even give Bulk and Skull a solo episode in PR. I never got that. Remember all those stupid mansion episodes they did while they were filming the MMPR movie? That could have been the perfect place to alternate between Rangers and a Bulk and Skull story. But then, years later, I found out about the good, the bad, and the stupid. If you're going, huh, what's that? You're not alone. I didn't even know this video existed until I got the MMPR DVD sets. I remember seeing and hearing ads and commercials about a lot of the VHS tapes MMPR made. The White Ranger Kata, the club video, the horrible Alpha's Magical Christmas. I wish I could erase that from my brain. I remember renting that tape and I was like, oh, I wish I owned this so I could throw it out. But a Bulk and Skull episode existed? When did this happen? Alright, I'll give it a chance. And then I saw it and knew why I never heard about it for 20 years. They blew their chance. It was clearly a test pilot for a Bulk and Skull-like TV show. Till today, I think those two can hold a show, but Bulk and Skull need to be characters. They just can't be funny. Steve Urkel is funny, but he's also a character that got to do a lot of things in Family Matters. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. If you've never seen this video, it's set during the middle of MMPR Season 3. Bulk and Skull are on some cave trip with Lieutenant Stone. A monster attacks Angel Grove like usual, they get lost, and then get trapped in the caves. Oh, this is a 50-minute episode. What are we going to get? Are they going to travel to another planet and help break people out like in Zeo? Or maybe they'll gain temporary superpowers helping out the Rangers? No. All it is them remembering old episodes. 98% of this collector series is just a clip show. How do you think this was going to pan out? People hate clip shows in general. You're not the Clerks. Did I like the back and forth between the guys? Yeah. Were the jokes in the cave scenes funny? Yeah. But if I got this tape back in 1996, I'd be pissed at not getting Kirby's block ball. This in no way showcases the talents of Narvi and Schreier. I could understand the studio not wanting to spend a lot of money in making a Bulk and Skull show, but why didn't they do something like write a test pilot episode, but structure it in a way that if it fails, you can take the footage, break it up into segments, and use it over multiple MMPR episodes. You know, the guys who deal with more complicated and crazy editing with Japanese footage, they could easily handle this. I always thought when Bulk and Skull became police officers, they could have tried to be somewhat like Police Academy, mixed with Perfect Strangers. Have your dumb adventures in Angel Grove, and at the end of the episode, the Rangers pop up, flip it around in the other direction. Bulk and Skull deserved so much more. I may have hated them at first, but they grew on me when they got good episodes. Oh, I was yelling at my TV when they finally found out who the Power Rangers were. They became heroes. I was like, thank you, finally! And all for it to be pissed away when they got their memories wiped. I think one of the bigger reasons why I eventually latched onto Bulk and Skull, they kind of became the underdogs. One of the things that really got me connected to the show was Billy's arc in season 1. He went from zero to hero. When that was done, they basically took over the spot. I was hoping for something similar to happen, but unfortunately it never did. I get it, actors move on, shows move on, but Bulk and Skull were important parts of the series. When they became background elements, like when they got turned into monkeys, working with Professor Phenonimus, and especially when Bulk came back in Samurai, that's when it got bad. The way Skull left was stupid. Was it in character? Yeah, I can't say no, but it never felt right. I think that's what burns the most. They always had the potential to be something more, and they did leave a strong impact on the series. Look at how many times PR copied them in the other shows. Some getting great stories. I always talk about Devin and Cassidy. They are what I wish Bulk and Skull got. Others, not so much. I wish they had put effort in that test pilot. It may have turned out differently. Those are my thoughts. What do you guys think of Bulk and Skull? Did you hate them, but warmed up to them over time? Or were you happy that Power Rangers dropped them from Lightspeed Rescue and on? If you have a suggestion or topic you'd like me to cover, leave a comment down below. I may use it in next week's video.